Happy birthdays as well. You always find the latest courtyard permanent solution. Out of the box.
Hello and welcome to Radio Waves by todderbert. If you enjoy reviews, comparisons, band scans of new and classic portable radios, then make sure to subscribe and tap the bell icon so you don't miss any of my most excellent videos. In front of us, we have the Ocean Digital WR-210N. This is a portable Wi-Fi radio with Bluetooth. Yeah, so you can get this radio from Amazon for $59.99, and here's what it comes with. 29,000 radio stations, awesome. Color display, plays music via Bluetooth, powered by rechargeable battery. Pretty cool radio. I had reviewed the WR-23D, very exciting radio, and I saw this. I thought this was pretty neat to do a follow-up with. Here's the difference. All right, so this is the box. Took everything out to make it easier. Let's see what we get in the box. So in the box, first thing we get is a remote control. So this is a nice little feature. The 23D did not come with a remote, but this one does. Has everything you need. Go up real close. You can enter your passkey with the numbers there. If you're logging in, you can use the remote, which is nice. Access your favorites, navigation controls. You have an alarm setting. This is an alarm clock too, by the way. Snooze function, volume controls, get your home button, mode buttons, EQ, pause, play, rewind, local info, and dimmer. So it's pretty nice. All right, set that aside. Next, we get the cable. This is a USB to Type-C. It charges at 1 amp, so it doesn't need a fancy cable. So they give you this one. If you leave it plugged in, it runs in standby mode and will be an alarm clock, which is a really neat setup. I like that. Then when you unplug it, you can go portable. All right, so we got some paperwork. We have a dear customer. There you go. Multilingual there. Some QR codes. There you go. You can take a picture of that. All right. Next, we have a quick start guide. This is really nice to have. This is to set up your access point for your radio. Real simple process. With this radio, it makes it real easy. It has a nice selector knob or your volume knob. And it has a push function too for selecting. So doing your passkey is much, much easier on this radio versus the 23D. I enjoyed putting it in here. Here's using the remote control. You guys can read that if you need to. And there is a multi-language PDF file. See if I get that up to the camera. Let focus. Maybe you guys can take a picture of that. All right. Next we have the manual. It's a book. I'm just going to zoom on down a little bit here. Yeah, it's pretty clear and concise. Let's flip through it and talk about it. Goes over basic functions. Don't know if the camera's picking that up. But you know what? I'm going to go a little lower. There we go. How low can you go? And so we'll just flip through this real quick. That way we have the manual on video for posterity. That way you can pause and read if you have to. Talking about the remote control or your password. It's kind of nice that you can do that. But doing it on the radio is really easy and real fast. Network setup, charging the battery, overview of the functions. We're going to go over this stuff here. It's such a fun radio. I love it. It's just, this is the future for people who want to listen to radio and can't quite get these stations, or they moved out of country, but they still want to hear them. They can. So most of the time. There are some that say US only, but most of the time you'll be able to pick up your station. Here's your alarm setting. We'll talk about that. It has cool functions. Sleep timer, configuration. So on the settings menu, you have a lot you can enter in, which is nice. I believe you can go static IPs, different DNS options. So we're just going through this, and I think we're getting to the end here. Now, I'll show you the Skytune. It doesn't have, it's not a Media U account like the other radios they sell. So you log in, you go to skytune.net, and if you're on the same Wi-Fi network, it automatically will find your radio if you put in the IP address of the radio, and it's real easy to get. You just even tells you how to do it right there. You just read the information and you'll get your IP address, you plug it into your browser, and then you can sit back and go through the stations from a tablet, which is actually really nice. And you can add to the favorites, and you can actually modify them too. That's what it looks like on the browser. Really thought that was neat. Troubleshooting. Okay, you get the idea. Whoops, specifications. Look at that. Get close and personal. Can I see that there? Okay. So there you are. There's your charge rate, what it supports, megahertz, the security protocols. So all your basic information, battery, and we'll talk about those. Okay, so that's it for the book. Yes, spent some time there, but we had to. Let's bring in the radio front and center. Yeah, loving this black. This is really nice. It's cool. Let's go over the dimensions. 6.5 inches across, 4 inches high, and has a depth of 4 inches. That is nice. You got this speaker and you got this nice big enclosure, so you get some fuller sound. I'm really liking that. And plus, this is portable. That's key. Love it, because my channel is all about portable radio. This is a portable Wi-Fi radio. Loving it. So we got the dimensions. Okay, in millimeters, real quick, 164 millimeters across, 98 and 98 millimeters. Give you an idea. All right, so let's go ahead and look at features. Well, actually, let's look at some size comparison. I always do this. Here's a CC pocket, as you could have guessed. Kind of fits up the whole thing. Let's put that right there. There you go, CC pocket. And then next for size comparison, I have CC Skywave. I always like bringing these radios out. So it's actually a pretty small device if you think about it. And then for a deck of cards, we have Iron Man. He's the man with the master plan. He loves Ocean Digital's from China land. There it is. So it gives you an idea what deck of cards is for this thing. It's very lightweight. It didn't give a weight, I don't think, but it's very light, easy to carry around. Let's go over features. Yes, so quite a bit on the radio itself. So we have a speaker over here, a nice full range speaker. It's 2¼ inches from what I could see through this metal speaker grill here. Over here we have a 2.4 inch color TFT LCD display. Really nice. You've seen that with that 23D. Looks just the same. They must use the same screen. Here we have the remote sensor for your infrared control. Yes, you got to be pretty much square on it. You can't be too much of an angle. It won't pick it up. So it's kind of like you got to aim it to make sure you get it. Here we have the power button or standby button, which is nice. Press and hold to turn it on. Quick press off when you're hooked up to power, and it'll go into the alarm clock mode, which is really neat setup. Here we have the home function. Pretty cool. It returns to the home screen and it returns to what's playing. So if you're trying to navigate and you want to get back to what you're listening to, just hit the home button. It usually takes care of most problems. Here we have a location button. This is really cool. It's used to bring up local stations in your area, usually my country. So it'll bring up United States, and I can search all the states and genres, which is really neat. Here we have a heart function. This is the favorites. You have 99 you can add to this, which is nice. So 99 memories. You can press and hold when you're on the station you like, and it automatically saves. Pretty neat setup. Here we have a back function and a forward function. Forward function gives you information. Back usually takes you out of something. Here we have the volume control. It's kind of notched, real nice. It's also for selecting, especially with those pass keys. They're really easy to enter. And of course, you press in at your select. It's kind of confirmation. So right hand side, nothing there. Top. So it's smooth cabinet. Bottom, we have 4 little rubber feet. On the back of the radio, got some cool things going on that we didn't have with the 23D. We did have this USB-C input, 5 volts. Again, only charges at 1 amp. So if you have a higher rated thing, it's only going to take 1 amp. Here we have an LED status. So when it's red, it's charging. And when it's green, it's done charging. Here we have a line out, which is great. It's stereo. So if you have a home system, a lot of people have a home theater system, they'll hook that up. Here we have a stereo headphone jack out. Now, I talk about the experience with the headphones. On this radio, you can get really good lows, mediums, and highs, mids and highs with the equalizer. So you can get beautiful sound on headphones, and there's no low level hiss at all. So amazing. Serial number, little tag there showing you the model number, charging, and power consumption, 5 watts. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about the internal battery. It has a 2000 milliamp hour battery, so it probably has a simple 18650 inside. Some people could probably mod this and put a bigger battery in, I'm guessing. Just ideas, for those who are into doing stuff like that. I don't recommend it. I'd probably avoid your warranty. But it's pretty cool that it has that rechargeable battery. I'm liking that. The 2 alarm modes, wake to buzzer or wake to your favorite station, of course. And it has some cool repeat functions. Repeat every day, once or multiple days. So we're going to head and we're going to turn this on by pressing hold. And then it'll do its little boot screen. Now notice with this device, if it has an issue, like it can't connect to something, like the Wi-Fi network, or it can't connect to Bluetooth, it'll reset until it can. So if it resets, don't freak out. It's part of its programming. So right away, you can see signal strength of the Wi-Fi, battery status indicator, our clock current time is 10:17 p.m. We have our main screen here, and it has auto dim. And you can change that, which is nice. You can make it brighter or not dim as much. We're on favorites. We have internet radio. Show you the different options. Configuration and sleep timer, alarm, Bluetooth function, media center. That's if you have a computer that's got music that's being shared on the network. You can access it there. I don't actually have all my computers off, but there you go. Pretty simple. Let's go into the configuration to show you what the options are on there. There's your network, date and time, language, where the radio is located. So location, United States. So if you are a traveler, you can change your location. It's kind of nice to a different country. Playback setup, resume play options. So that's nice. You can have it when you turn the radio on first thing, it'll automatically go to your favorite station that was playing, automatically start playing that. That is nice. I turned it off for this video, but I do like that option being on. Here's your dimmer controls. You can select that. You can go mode, dim. You can adjust the level of brightness here. Bright, and then how bright you want it. When it's normal, 60% right now. When it dims, it goes to 20%. And to get out of here, we get the back button here. So we'll exit these settings. Oops, go back in there. There was the EQ setting. Now on the 23D, you used to press and hold the location button. It doesn't work on this one. You go through EQ through this mode, or on the remote, it has that dedicated EQ button right there. So that's a nice setup, liking that. But we'll pretty much use the controls. So buffer time, 2 or 5 seconds. I had 5 seconds. It's just better information about it. Software update, and reset the default. So let's go ahead. We're going to do an audio demo. I like to play some music with a Bluetooth connection. We'll see how that works. Let's hit home. Give you an idea what the speaker sound is, because I can't hover on music with this thing. I wish I could. Yeah, there's your alarm. You got 2 alarms. Awesome. The 23D does not have that. So we'll hit Bluetooth here. Let me see. I think I'm connected. I have my iPad next to me. Let me just show you. I'll bring it in. Okay, let's say it's connected. So here's my iPad. I'm going to be using this to play, show you some music files there. And so let's go ahead and just play for a few minutes or a minute and a half, and then we'll go ahead and start exploring the Wi-Fi radio part of this. Okay, let's go. So I'm going to start, let's see, behind closed doors. Hit play.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
And I'll try to use the EQ to show you how that affects the sound a little bit. Custom EQ, loving that. idea for the audio demo. Like doing that. Yeah, I was just using my iPad here. Go ahead and hit done. Turn that off. So that's a really neat setup. I like that. So we'll hit home and we'll go back and we'll start exploring the different capabilities of the Wi-Fi part, the internet radio. Go ahead and hit enter here. Skytune. So this thing does quite a bit. As you guys remember from the 23D, we're going to deep dive here in a second. Let me just show you some cool things. So I'm going to go on my iPad to the left of me here and bring up the browser. Let me just see if I can show you this. So some people are interested in what Skytune offers and what Skytune does. Here it is off to the side. It's going to change the color of my screen. Disregard that. You can search all the different stations with your tablet, and you can actually listen to it through your Wi-Fi radio. So you could be sitting from your couch. You could have your 210N hooked up to your home entertainment system, and you can be controlling it from here, which is fantastic. You can change things from your browser. As long as they're on the same network, the browser will find the radio if you put the IP address in. It's a real neat setup. On mine, you can see the IP address on the top there. I can bring that into focus. There it is. There's my IP address for the device. So that gives you an idea. And I can explore the different stations. You know, here's the drop-down list. And of course, yeah, this is nice if you want to do it remotely. And you can change and adjust your 29 favorites from the Skytune.net. It doesn't save anything. It's just like a controller. Think of it like that. So that's Skytune.net in a nutshell. Let me bring this back in so we're not so yellow. See, Iron Man helps get my color back. So let's go ahead and explore it the manual way, which you might be using it this way because this is portable. You know, this isn't just fixed, plugged in. So you'll be using this. Take it out to the deck. You'll be using these controls. You don't have to have the remote, so this makes it easy for a lot of features. We're going to use the controls right on here. So let's get going. Let's have some fun. So Skytune has some cool features. Just enter Skytune, press select, globe most popular, local radio, globe all, globe by genre. So we can scroll down. Loving this wheel, by the way. Globe by region, globe most. Okay, did we just go back to the top? Yeah, we did. Globe by region. So let's go to globe by region. I like this. And let's just pick a country. So let's pick, I don't know, Europe maybe. Go to Europe. And let's see what we have in Albania, Armenia, Austria. So I do have some favorites saved from Austria and different things. I got Belgium. Let's just go through here and see what they have. Look, so these are all the different countries. Oh, for test only. That's interesting. Let's go to France, just for the heck of it. France most popular. Let's click that. France International, France Info, Radio France. So let's go to Radio France. They even have sports talk. So once you have... Okay, that doesn't sound French. Okay, so that might be a broadcast. Radio France broadcasting a different language. Interesting. See what you can find? Let's find something fun. Here we go. Nostalgia. Okay. It's probably music, so I can't hover. Buffering. There you go.
Les plus grandes chansons.
Cool. So yeah, you can have fun with this. So I'm going to save that one. I actually like that. So I press the heart button. Little icon should pop up showing it downloaded to my favorites. There it goes. Okay. So now it's in my favorites menu. Awesome. Down here it's showing 7 of 30 stations. Okay. Loving it. Okay, so let's go back. Let's go find a different thing. Let's have some fun. There's so much you can search. I mean, like we're in Europe, so let's get out of Europe and let's go to let's go internet only Mideast Oceania. Oceania, what's that? Let's go check that out. Australia, Bermuda. All right. Oh, Fiji. Here we go. French Polynesia. Let's go to Fiji. All right, most popular. Always a good thing. I always like doing that. Fiji Gold. That sounds like something else. Doesn't sound like a radio station. Let's turn that up. Okay, can't hover on that one. That's a classic. Hit me with your best shot. All right, Pat Benatar. Sweet in Fiji. They're rocking. Loving it. There's just so much you can explore. So let's go to my favorites. So I'm going to hit my favorites. Hank's Old Time Radio. Let's hit that. So right now I'm portable. As you can see, I'm around battery. So I can take this anywhere I want in the house. Turn this up. Escape.
I fell perhaps 1,000 feet, and then I felt the heavy stinging impact of snow. I'd fallen onto an almost perpendicular slope, and once again I was sliding down, tumbling over and over. But now under me, around me, over me, an immense avalanche of snow was rumbling, sliding with me. Suddenly I realized that my own motion had almost stopped, and it was the snow that was moving. I was
A lot of you guys like old-time radio. This thing is awesome for it.
I went over the second precipice. It was higher than the first.
Okay, you get the idea. So let's go hit this location button. So now it knows I'm in the United States, so it has the United States most popular, by state, by genre, and all. So let's go, let's see, by state. Let's go by state. Let's pick a random state here. Let's cruise on down. Let's just something that I haven't been. Let's go to Maine. Let's see what's going on in Maine. There's a state you don't hear too much about. Sorry, those who live in Maine. Most popular. How many stations you guys got there? WBCQ, The Planet. Wow, check that out. Let's go listen to that.
Hell knows no fury like a kraken scorned. It's been 4 long years.
Okay. We got some weirdo. That's pretty funny. What's that? Maine Public Classical. Okay, let's hear that. Some classical music from Maine. Buffering. All right. It's always the wait. It's like, come on. Oh, they're talking.
Possible by listeners and by Ocean View at Falmouth, a premier level sponsor of Maine Public Classical, recognizing the value and lasting impact of classical music in Maine. OceanViewRC.com.
Very cool. Okay, so we're gonna go to my favorites again. Check this out. So yeah, WHAS. I love listening to that station. You guys know that. Coast to Coast and Ground Zero. So if I hit it right now, should we go to Ground Zero, which is nice. You know, the reason why I do this, a lot of times my little radios, you know, like my little radio wow, I'll be tuning in and it'll go, you know, the station goes dead. There's too much lightning going on. It's difficult to listen to. Here, you just boot it up and go.
Sure, customers can save big money with Progressive, but not enough for a new boat. They'll probably spend it on rent or gas money or maybe one of those little plastic wading pools for the yard.
Ahoy there!
Is what the captain might say.
I like this commercial. Anyway, this is really cool to be able to go to this when my radios fail to pick up the signal. I can listen to Coast, nice and clear. Not by the computer, wherever I'm sitting. It's just nice. And it's got good audio. That's the key there. And it's lightweight. I can take this anywhere. And also, didn't I mention that? It has this like little groove there in the back, like a handle. Yeah, it's nice. Doesn't really need it though, because it is very light. Reminds me of Sanjin. Sanjin likes to do that. Alright, so let's go ahead, go back here, show more of my favorites that I picked out. There's KSFO. Some of these people recognize these stations. Sirius XM. So it does have a few of these Sirius stations XM. And you can listen to some of the broadcasts through the Wi-Fi.
Positive for coronavirus. Mr. Briseño is to remain in isolation for 2 weeks. And the Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi is visiting Tokyo today, on the first such visit since Japan appointed Yoshihide Suga as the country's new prime minister in September. Since taking office, Mr. Suga has sought to counter China's influence by deepening ties with Australia. BBC News.
This is Crime Radio.
Hello and welcome to the Curious Cases of Rutherford and...
This is Crime Radio, Rock Classic Radio's Alaska.
Military intelligence placed dozens of their own men at our disposal. Together with the operatives of Special Branch, we were able to place in the field a quite imposing
old-time
force
radio.
of men and women.
They had classic rock, but now they're playing classic radio. Good. They had Whitehall, 1212. Awesome.
On an unknown date, in a place where thousands of innocent people were passing. And with the urgency of the Commonwealth's danger to spur us on, a task as near to impossibility as one would care to mention, I'm afraid. The obvious thing was first to screen the 14 men from the Atomic Research Project in
Japanese
Canada who had returned to
jazz.
England in the 3 months since the message to the director.
So Jazz Sakura. It's pretty awesome. I picked this up, went to Japan. So you got some jazz, Japanese style. All right. Very nice. Liking that. And I think I'm going to go to the bottom of my list. Nostalgia. Yeah, I think like here's a, this is Austria here. And then we'll show you the alarm clock function, do final thoughts. This is just having fun. Okay, in English, interesting. Before I was getting Austrian. All right. It's cool. It's English broadcast. Here's 1270. Now, I thought this was a classic station, but it might be news. WHEO. There you go. It's got classic radio on AM. Sweet.
And I bet you might too. When did that happen?
We give you the clues, you guess the mystery year. It's time for When Did That Happen?
I'm going to list some events. You tell me what year they happened in. Rocky IV.
Got a little trivia.
Office.
Nice.
Hey, get it? You know, box office. Oh, never mind.
Religious station in the Philippines. And then we'll go ahead and show you the standby mode of this radio, and we'll do some final thoughts. But yeah, overall, loving the setup. Here we go. I love the little icon art too. There you go, Radio Maria. This is English again. Getting all English broadcasts. Usually it was in their native language.
For this is my body, which will be given up for you.
Okay, so you get the idea, right, guys? There's so much to explore. It's just absolutely amazing. You'll absolutely love this radio for $59. It's cool. I'm already doing final thoughts, but let's go ahead and hook this up to the power. So on the back here, you saw a Type-C jack. I have one handy, I think. Here we go. Let's go ahead and just plug this in, and the light should come on. I think it'll go red. There you go. It turns red when it's charging, or I think hooked up, and green when the battery's charged. Now, when we turn this off, it should go into a standby. So we just tap it once instead of long press. Sleep now. And there you go. It goes into your alarm clock mode. It's really dim, actually. It's showing the clock and the date. So that's nice. And, of course, your charge status for your battery. And here you can set your alarm and have your alarm wake you by buzzer or by your My Favorite stations. And you have 2 alarms. And, of course, I told you can wake up every day once or multiple days. You can choose the days. Just a pretty neat setup. So there it is. Ocean Digital, let me unplug that because it's pretty hard to bring that back up. Okay, so there it is. The WR-210. Just a fabulous little portable Wi-Fi radio. Absolutely enjoy it. Do I miss the FM or DAB? Well, I don't really miss DAB since I don't have it in the States. Do I miss the FM? Not really, because I have a lot of radios. Most of us have a radio that can receive FM. This thing's fantastic because you can take it anywhere. You can get to the garage, wherever you got Wi-Fi access in your house, the back deck, entertain some friends at the gaming table, bedside, couch side, anywhere. You can hook this up to your, of course, home theater system and pump it through with that line out, which is really nice to have. I love having that control there, line out, and then being able to use the iPad here to tune your favorite stations in. There we go. Wait for the color to come back. That iPad screen does that. But no, it's really convenient to use your iPad to control your Wi-Fi radio. Now, if you're a wizard with your router, like I am, you can set this up to dynamic IP address is always assigned to this MAC address, so you never have to worry about that IP address changing. So if it's in your browser, it'll always come up to the same radio, or you just have to remember the last 3 numbers because it'll always be the same. It's like a static IP, but it's always set in your dynamic. So something to think about if you guys know what I just talked about. You'll know. So I hope you enjoyed this video review of the Ocean Digital 210N. This is a great follow-up to the 23D. I'm very happy with this radio. I'll be using this one actually more often in my house. The other radio probably more in travel. So this is definitely a more around-the-house radio. Loving it. If you enjoy my videos, give me a big like. You guys are the best. I think I might have said that already. If you like to see reviews, Ocean Digital products, and some bands reviews, band scans like the FM radios, hit subscribe to the bell icon, get notified of future videos. And of course, 3, comment down below what you think about the Ocean Digital WR-2N would this be one you'd think about getting with some of those older radios not being able to work anymore from what I'm hearing? This one is going to be working in 2021. Skytune is its own aggregator, is the term. So there you go. You don't have to worry. So there it is, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in my next video.